Good evening, everybody. I know we've had a wonderful night so far. We've heard many interesting, delightful, earthly arts. But just for a moment, we would like to take you beyond and towards our stars. Please, everybody, remain where you are. If you'd like to close your eyes, I suggest doing so.
Those spacesuits will be necessary.
Ready? Join us on a trip across the cosmos to another world. Please ignore the sound of the smoke detector, as it's only a minor inconvenience. This experiment is dedicated to Zach Larrabee.
This experimental shit is setting my house on fire.
It is setting the house on fire with spirit. This is dedicated to Zach Larrabee, who came to us in an age heavier than a neutron star.
Who resisted the Kali Yuga.
Who broke the collar. Who shattered the chain.
Who spat stardust into black holes.
And whose experimental research through his life has aided man's search for scientific knowledge immensely. A spiritual brother and cosmic giant, he is gone from our world, friends, but burns forevermore with the intensity of 10,000 suns in our dismayed and withered hearts. I suggest purchasing a Larrabee at the bar in memory of
Tip your
Zach
bartender.
Larrabee, and tip him because he's handsome. Now, before we get to where we are going, a bit about where we are coming from is in order. Baltimore is a small city that lies westward of a small ocean on a small planet called Earth. Stop laughing. It's very serious. Now it is time to leave this city, this planet, as we travel beyond towards our moon. Oh sun, of whose beams we are all said to be composed, do not fail us now, because these scientists intend to blast off far beyond our Milky Way to reach lands so outlandish their names have yet to be uttered by an earthly tongue. Captain to the space deck, prepare the countdown. Hold on to your hat. 9, 8, 7. Ah, yes. Here we are. The first to stride upon the surface of the moon. Looking down on the planet below, of which we were just there on Earth. And now we see her mighty oceans and her great green fields. But what blight is that distracting our gaze? 'Tis our former ruler and first son, Saturn! And on his pole, Malak, dread lord of time. Feel his dread strength. But anyway, but behind his back, the sun. But not that any of that matters anyhow, out here in the vast reaches of space, in which we are all just stardust and all these things.
Stardust. Space.
Yes, there is no remembrance of former things. neither will there be any remembrance of things that are to come, or those that will come after. But anyhow,
Here on Titan, the plates of Earth are but a small worry. Ask the microbes in her great oceans what they thought when a Mr. Immanuel Kant published his critique. They hadn't even sent a bouquet when America received its first president. But see here, now one of them emits gamma radiation. He signals his cell cluster. There is a rhizomorphic algae nearby. It is a pseudo-multiplicity. They will soon form a circle to encompass it.
yes, there is life beyond your limited carbon dreams. I have seen men of silicon, distressed, dropping flowers of hydrogen, stuck in the melancholy of a giant star.
I know the sadness of plasmic thunder.
I know the funeral song of the space whale.
I know the end of all things and the world that comes after.
We could be radiant.
Come, let us kill the spirit of gravity. Where should we venture? The song of the cosmos is infinite, ever-changing, ever-varied, ever-loving. But tonight, we sing the song of Gish, the solar citadel, and the fallen planet. Drawing closer to Gish, we see one of her warriors, the great Jarduk. Behold his shining helm, his gleaming spear, a veritable Achilles. He fights for a city whose name is lost across the infinite darkness of being and of time. Lwnsphere, his great enemy, was born strong under the moons of Bakhtu. They met on the fields of battle in the great war of Uordame. Lwnsphere, the swordsman, was a king over field days in Owenmore. Jarduk, who was but a commoner, knew naught but the lance. There they clashed, and there a great warrior fell.
These sore travails is God given to the sons of Gish to be exercised therewith.
Jarduk falls slain on the fields of Argon, driven through by the sword of his adversary Lwnsphere. Do not mourn the death of Jarduk. It may come as a surprise to many of you here tonight, but neither he who thinks the victim the slain or the victor the slayer is in wisdom. For energy is eternal and external, and life is but a dream. We have died before, and we shall die again. We have lived before, and we shall live again. We have slept before, and we shall sleep again. We have dreamed before, and we shall dream again, my friends. We shall dream forevermore. Not even the greatest of astronomers know how many times a soul must wake before he breaks free from the cycles of samsara.
One morning Jarduk will wake as a stone in water, triply splitting the course of his life stream. Once he will be born as an insect crawling, twice as rabbits parading in the field. Once as Zach Larrabee, scientific mastermind, eternal comrade, and beater of resistance's drum. Once as you, Jack, who lived to hear his story told.
Holy fuck.
And once more on Gish, as nephew to Latrine, Guitarra.
Yeah, we're doing that cyclical storytelling.
Guitarra!
Lightbringer was a bard, a clumsy child, something of a Jimmy Neutron. He withdrew into his studies and cobbled together his own hadron microscope by age 12. He watched particle collisions as if they were fireworks, weeping at the infinite small beauty of a universe that knows only love. He danced with God and dreamed that he might one day light the shadows where the dark energy of entropy dwells. He was given to his uncle Lwnsphere for caretaking. Now Lwnsphere was skeptical of his cousin's studies in being in time.
By Martin Heidegger.
He confiscated his carefully constructed microscope, whose lenses reflected the very seeds of being.
Sunflowers?
Gitara fled to the mountains, where he lived alone for many years, unharassed by the adamantium swords of Gish.
Adamantium.
Adamantium.
Wolverine.
Yes.
Lwnsphere was racked with regret, agonized by his misstep,
I'm Wolverine.
and sent word of reconciliation to the mountain. So it came to pass that Gitara, aged by now 70 years,
Remember this?
came down from the mountain carrying his fire to the valley. Lwnsphere greeted him, saying, I have prepared many great works for you. A palace of gleaming stone, a harem of exquisite flesh, a treasure of shining gold. I have planted you gardens. I have erected you trees with all kinds of fruit. And I have summoned the delights of Gish, fine musicians with musical instruments. Leave your heritage and rejoin our house.
But Gitara turned his back to lie beside a lizard in the sun of Gish. Lwnsphere, exhausted by his riches, felt a fire within his 7 hearts, even brighter than the flames of battle, and was immediately enlightened. He prostrated himself beside his nephew. The pair lay there for many weeks, requiring no sustenance. This aroused contempt amongst the citizenry. Even on the other side of the universe, the gravity of resentment is an inescapable force that draws all into its horrible maw. Disgusted by the presumed inaction of their king, the masses gathered to stone their ruler and his nephew. Lwnsphere leapt to his feet, weeping tears salty as the wine-darkened sea. He cried out, A king rules not by the heft of his rod, for wisdom due exceedeth barbarity, as light precedes darkness. Go forth and shine, light the hearth of the universe.
Yes!
Kindle the gray ashes of your hearts. But the crowd had lost the good of intellect. They gathered stones and began to throw them at the holy fools. Thusly, the man who stole the life of Jarduk, died innocent, alongside the very soul who was once his foe. But Gitara did not go gentle. He raged against the coming of the dark, and was thus reborn as light. He lay burning for thousands of Earth years, growing ever brighter in the dark depths of the space abyss, a self-exciting circuit. He knew his momentous destiny, to draw the galaxy's sword from the darkness that lurks in the heart of all beings, as Melchior followed the great star. So too, Gitara followed the song of the cosmic king. He stood before the galactic monarch, who gazed upon him, who knew why he came.
I'm listening intensely.
The king spoke in a voice like a pulsar going supernova.
As when turtles come out from the sea to the shore to lay their eggs, and then scuttle backwards to the water and sink into its black depths, so I have seen trillions of galaxies rear out at the depths only to be annihilated forever. Why then do you come to me in search of the galaxy sword?
Because trillions must try. Come, let us kill the spirit of gravity. Believe it. Thank you.
And buy Zach Larrabee's drink.
Buy Zach Larrabee's drink.